In 1973, the Polish FMZ factory began a partnership with the American company Long, which specialized in distributing Eastern European tractors on the American market. At that time, Long already was offering a wide range of machinery imported to the US from the Eastern Bloc countries like Romanian UTB or Polish-made Ursus tractors. While collaborating with the Polish Ursus, Long accidentally came across the Harvester factory in Płock, one of the largest grain combine manufacturers in Europe. The American company saw an opportunity in Polish Bison combines to enter an entirely new market of grain harvester in the US. This is how the partnership between the FMZ and the North Carolina-based company started, resulting in over 200 Polish Bison combines being shipped to the United States. My name is Matheo, welcome to my channel. I am a farmer and tractor enthusiast from Poland. Today I am excited to tell you the story of Polish machinery imported to the United States and sold there under the Long brand. If you like my videos, please consider leaving a thumb up and subscribing to make sure you won't miss any of my new content. And now, without further ado, let's jump into the video. It's 1973. The family company Long, based in the small town of Tarboro, North Carolina, is importing Polish Ursus and Romanian UTB tractors to the United States. I don't want to cover the topic of Long tractors in this episode, as I prefer to focus on combines and save tractors for separate video. What's important for this story is that while collaborating with Polish Ursus, Long representatives came across combines manufactured by the FMZ in Płock. FMZ is a Polish acronym for Harvest Machinery Factory, and that was the full name of the producer, Fabryka Maszyn Żniwnych w Płocku. The Płock flagship Bison combine caught the Americans' attention to such an extent that in 1973 they ordered a test model of Bison Z050 Super with an enlarged grain tank. After arriving to the USA by sea, the Polish combine was carefully tested and examined by Long on American fields. In Long's workshop, mechanics implemented improvements aimed at adapting the original Bison design to American farming conditions. Next, the deputy chief designer of the Polish FMZ factory, engineer Bronisław Urbanik, was sent on a delegation to the United States. While there, Urbanik took hundreds of photos and sketches of the modifications made to the Bison by the Americans. After returning to Poland, using the materials collected in the USA, two prototype models of the Bison combine designed for the American market were developed. The prototypes were based on the design of the domestic Bison Z050 Super, but they featured numerous modifications. First and foremost, prototype had a grain tank nearly twice the size of the original, with a capacity of 4,400 liters. The combine also featured wider tires, a hydraulically unfolding auger, and a wider rear axle. The operator's cabin and control elements were also modified. Above all the units had to be scaled from Europeans to those used in America. Temperatures had to be in Fahrenheit, length in inches, pressure in pounds per square inch, and so on. One of the two prototypes left Poland with the original factory cabin made by the Polish producer Agromet Kunów, to which the Long added later an air conditioning system from the American brand King. On the other hand, the second unit was fitted with an American-made cabin locally, and it was also equipped with an air conditioning. In its prototype version, one of the combines was shipped to the United States with the Polish-made cutter, while the other was sent without a reel and was later fitted with a reel from the John Deere 213 combine. The goal was to determine which version would perform better in the conditions of American agriculture. After testing, the Americans decided on the second option, which was to install their own reels locally. On top of that, Long decided to equip the Polish combines with additional features, which were to be produced and installed locally, but we will get to those in a moment. In 1974, during the International Poznań Fair, an American delegation from the company Long visited Poland. For this occasion, FMZ showcased a new model called the Bison Giant, painted in blue. They hoped one day it will be exported to the United States under the Long brand. After the terms were accepted, FMZ and Long signed a contract for the delivery of 210 combines to the USA. The first batch of machines were shipped to America by sea in 1975. The combines were painted blue in Poland, but once they arrived, the Americans were applying their own stickers. The Polish combines were sold on the American market under the Long brand as the Long 5000. The combines were fitted locally with straw choppers made in the USA, as well as an automatic header leveling system from the American brand M&W robot, which was essential, especially when harvesting soybeans, which are cut very low. The Long 5000 was available with 4.2 meter or 5.2 meter grain headers and could also be fitted with American-made 4 or 6 row corn header. The Americans weren't interested in buying header trailers, as on their wide roads, detaching such narrow headers was unnecessary. The Long combines were exported with the traditional mechanical gearbox, but over time, FMZ introduced a version marked with the letter H, equipped with swed-trac hydrostatic transmission. The initial reception of Long combines by American farmers was quite good. By that time, Long had already built a solid reputation thanks to its tractors, but the grain combines from Poland were something new for American farmers. In general, machines imported from Eastern Europe were noticeably cheaper than American-made machinery, while being superior in quality and technology compared to Soviet-made equipment also imported to the United States. However, when the first units of the Long 5000 combines reached the farmers, certain issues quickly became apparent. It all comes down to the fact that the Polish combines ended up on farms where they were widely used for harvesting soybeans. And while they performed great with wheat or corn, as that was their intended purpose, the situation with soybeans was a bit different. Back when the FMZ Bison was designed, soybeans weren't grown in Poland, so the Polish designers didn't really take such conditions into account. Unfortunately, soybean harvesting is quite specific, as it's cut very low, and along with the threshing mass, a lot of dirt makes its way into the combine. As a result of intense use in such conditions, the combine started to break down quite quickly. The ever-present dirt inside accelerated the wear of metal elements, leading to failures. The Polish engineers at FMZ tried to tackle the issue by adding reinforcements and using thicker metal than in the domestic versions. This improved the situation somewhat, but didn't completely resolve the issues. What's more, the infamous gearbox also became a problem for the Americans. While in Poland, parts for it are practically available in every store because they came from Ursus C360, in the United States their availability wasn't as good, leading to long downtimes. The durability of the gearbox was also compromised by the fact that compared to the original European version, the nearly doubled grain tank added extra strain to an already imperfect gearbox design. The engineers at FMZ tried to address the issue by introducing the previously mentioned hydrostatic transmission in the combines exported to America, which eliminated the mechanical gearbox failure problems. Despite the improvements, a negative reputation remained, and American farmers began to believe that Long combines were prone to breakdowns and that spare parts were hard to find. As a result, it became difficult for Long Company to find new buyers for the Polish combines. Long was left with around 50 combines on the stock, which they finally managed to sell to Mexico. Earlier, the Americans had also cancelled the contract with FMZ. However, there was a problem, as FMZ had already produced another batch of 20 combines, which were supposed to be shipped to the States. To resolve the situation, the combines made for Long were repainted from blue to red and in 1976 sold to Sweden as a special version called Bison Z055 America. Returning to the topic of Long, my Polish friend Michael, who lives in the USA, tracked down and bought one Long 5000 combine, becoming the owner of probably the best preserved Bison combine in the world. On his YouTube channel, you can see a nearly new Long 5000 combine, which ran for only 200 hours before breaking down. Due to the lack of spare parts, it was put away in a shed where it remains untouched to this day. But the story of Polish combines in the USA didn't end with long. The same Michael tracked down a Bison BS 5110 that was shipped to the United States in 1993. In the early 90s, Bison sent a test model of their innovative Bison BS rotor combine to the USA for testing. Along with the combine, a delegation from the factory consisting of Mirosław Haberek and Vincent Zieliński also traveled across the ocean. They spent 6 weeks touring the USA, giving demonstrations and collecting feedback from local farmers. After the test, the combine was permanently left in the USA and it's currently wanted by Michael in order to buy it for his collection. The last time the American Bison BS was seen was in the state of Kansas, after which it disappeared without a trace. And that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed my video, please leave a thumb up and subscribe to my channel in order not to miss any of my new videos. And now thank you for watching and see you next time.
Nowoczesna myśl, wprawna dłoń, upór i ambicja – oto z czego powstała rodzina bizonów, kombajnów zbożowych uznanych za jedne z najlepszych na świecie. Codziennie z taśmy schodzi 14 maszyn dla kraju i na eksport. Kabina klimatyzowana. Człowiek może w niej pracować pod każdą szerokością geograficzną. Ten transport bizonów wyrusza do Stanów Zjednoczonych.